some Burning Abyss for you today. That's going to be something that you haven't seen a lot of. Virtual World and the White Sworn Mill Power with Tier, along with some other interesting meta. You guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. You know, I should have known that there was going to be some degeneracy in this Burning Abyss deck out here. So basically, we are doing all of your little standard Burning Abyss things that you want to see. The free little extensions, the free little link climbs, the Dante Mill 3 machine. Yeah, we're pretty used to seeing this out here. But this build actually relies on its back row in order to, you know, actually keep yourself in the game. Which, you know, you have the free Monster Reborn / spot removal. Yeah, this is just spot removal. That's what we care about. You have the Destructive Druid Cannon for your good old matchups with Tempai. What are you doing here? Wow, we're actually playing Fire Lake in here. I have not seen Fire Lake show up hardly at all. But this is actually kind of hilarious to see, nonetheless. We do see the Masterful Mayakashi in here as well. You know, your free little mill target with the rollback. And, of course, you actually get some free stupid value. Don't underestimate Absolute King Backjack. Backjack has been one of those cards that, you know, the free Excavate, the free Reset Up, and the ability to find whichever trap card you actually need to see is just going to get you into some very good situations. Also, can we talk about this card actually being a resource to not only force a card back on the top of your opponent's deck, they lose the resource for the turn, which means what if they needed that card in the graveyard as an extension package? Well, if you spot remove it off the field, it's gone. This card actually is kind of insane to actually see back at it again. And I do see, hey, we also have some skill drain in here. You know, having traps be relevant in the course of the meta, especially with something like, you know, Burning Abyss out here, wasn't on my bingo sheet of people trying out. But that doesn't mean that the idea itself is bad. It just means we're at an interesting place in the meta here where people are looking at different ideas. You know, these trap cards like Destructive Daruma Cannon have a very strong place in the meta. Holy moly, what are you guys doing here? We have a 6-card splash package of Centurion. Now, you heard me say that correctly. We have a 6-card splash Centurion package in my Virtual World pile here. Now, I guess this is going to help you set up some of the more even numbers that you need. Also, it's definitely going to help you get to the King Calamity lock. You know, I respect the innovation out here. I really do. I love the fact that people are willing to find all of these different ways to put King Calamity on the field so that you can win the game. We've reached that point, but 6 cards is all it takes to build this into a Virtual World deck and have that work out. That's frickin' hilarious to actually see. Now, I guess important things here, you need the Desires for the draw power. Please don't try to play this deck without some sort of this. You need this. I do see, I guess most of the innovation for this deck comes in, you know, actually your 15-card side deck slots down here. Because the biggest things that you need to remember when you're playing Virtual World out here, and especially with, you know, having actual even numbers be options that you can pick up. I mean, most of this deck would end on what, like a Crystal Wing back in the day, with some of the extra control slots that it actually tended to have, and that was about it. But with the build-in of this, you know, you're getting your search, and then, you know, with the field spell up and running, you're going to go ahead and Crimson Dragon Calamity lock your opponent. That was like 2 cards. That means all the Virtual World stuff, you know, you'll be able to run through it to Zolkin. You know, you can get to the Senshin if need be. I think the ceiling for this deck is a lot crazier than people might actually think. Oh, hey, look, we got the stand-up Centurion with Desires. My first hand is broken. This is a little bit more of a Virtual World hand, but you do have the one again. All right, I'm done. I've seen all I needed to see. We have Tearsworn. Yeah, you actually... I guess the biggest thing that I can say about this deck start is, how many bricks can you play? Because that's all this is. How many bricks can you shove into your deck and actually have it work out? Logically, I think that the answer is 3, 6, 7. Well, I mean, we can count some of these other little cards along the way, but that's neither here nor there. Also, the fact that this deck can actually get to the Punishment Dragon. and have the Punishment Dragon be able to shuffle back. You got to remember this. This little guy says, hey, pay 1,000, shuffle all cards in the graveyards, and face a banish into the deck except for Lightsworn monsters. All those tier resources that you plowed through, all those millers, all that degeneracy, we can put it back on into the deck, and we can re-access it again later. That's what we've come up to now. Now, you are playing the one Aegis in here, which I think is fine. Post-side decking, we do have Rise to Full Heights. Yet again, this card has been showing up in all of these different tier variants out here as one of those cards you look at and you're like, wow, that's really cool to see. Also, the fact that this deck can actually get to the Minerva pretty easily is actually quite hilarious in here. Alright, what do we... Well, that's a very... Man, of course I would draw double talents. Alright, look, we did get to double My Little Pony Dragon. Alright. We drew the Fearless. Wow. I must be awful at this game if these are my hands. See, hey, look, we can stack a Weiss back on the top and mill a Fearless. Well, you know, that feels a little bit better, I suppose. I guess my biggest critiques with this are this is a lot of bricks, but once again, if you're having a good day, you can overcome the bricks and you can build whatever kind of house you're looking for out here. That's just how Yu-Gi-Oh is right now. All right, what else we got back here? Huh, we have some Mana Diem for you. Robbie, why are you covering Mana Diem, of all things? So I'm going to be honest with you. Ever since this deck lost Baron to Floor, it has not really felt like itself anymore. It's felt like a dead deck. And that's... I don't think that's necessarily the case. They did lose a lot of their Omnis. Thank you, by the way, Konami. I greatly appreciate you taking care of those problematic cards. But just looking at how things have kind of developed out here for this, I'm happy to report that the deck is actually still a rogue contender. Now, by rogue contender, I mean, hey, look, we're relying on Fenrir's and Unicorns and, you know, all this other stuff. I hate to tell you this, but the Kashtira base package is going to be it's in a lot of decks right now. We don't have a choice but to run these cards because guess what? Scareclaw Kashtira is 100% searchable. It's in the archetype, you know, since you can literally one card out the whole Lightheart package and then start the reverse climb. This is why, you know, you're able to go through all of these Mana Diem shenanigans is because this actually allows you to do so. Actually got happy to see at most of the Mana Diem builds I've played as of late, Triscuta just has felt kind of worthless. It's actually kind of sad. I think this card's still cute. So you still have the hand-ripping shenanigans. If you need to end on like a big level 10 synchro, you're either going to go down, you know, Dispater, or you're going to go down to Changing. Honestly, either one of these two will be pretty good. You can also set up an Apo. Unfortunately, Dark Rule of No More kind of ruins this deck's day, unless you have a reframing setup. But let's be honest here. You're not always going to have the good cards. We've learned our lesson with these decks. You have no Omni Negate. You lose to big removal option. That's just how this works right now. But the deck is still here. This is an idea that you can mess around with, and that's what I wanted to showcase here for this. Now, we have Volcanics for you today. Now, one of the big things I wanted to share with this list, the Volcanic stuff, I love this deck. I do. Unfortunately, yes, that is a Snake Eyes package in here, but you have to play it. I mean, once again, level 1 fire monster. We have to. You don't have a choice. Because, you know, Original Sinful Spoils just builds on into this. But Robbie, as a Volcanic expert out here. Yes, I'm sorry. Too expensive. Since you are playing some Snake Eyes cards, though, this is really cool, especially on a local level out here. If you know you're going to run into other problem cards, just go ahead and lullaby of obedience that crap onto your field. Seems good to me, right? Call Pobbler? Okay. Yeah, but I feel like this would only work on, like, a localized level. You know what I mean? Maybe a regional level if you know what you're doing, but to main deck that, though, that's kind of wild. Still doing the 2 Blaze Accelerator reloads and the 2 Volcanic Accelerators. You do have the 1 base Blaze Accelerator that's pretty normal. I do see that we are citing the 1 copy of the Metaltronus. That's kind of interesting. Hello, Nemesis Corridor Flag. Yes, we're back to the old Make the Thunder Dragon Colossus on our opponent post-side decking. That's actually freaking hilarious. You gotta love the little splash ability that you're getting out here. Also kind of happy to see Magical Spring seeing some play. Oh, also hello, Infernal Flame Banshee. You've been a pretty good card as of late. Well, that is all I have for you for this for these interesting decks. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.